Look at that beautiful smile. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He just hit it. Who is it? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you guys so much for stopping on today's video. Today I will be giving you guys an update on little Liam. He is actually 2.5 months as of today. I guess I'm gonna call this his 2-month update since he's not technically 3 months yet. I thought I would just give you guys a little update on how he's doing, how he's progressing, how he's developing, feeding, his sleeping, and all of that good stuff. If any of you guys are interested in hearing how he's doing, and if you're also pregnant and expecting, or if you also have a little one, I hope you guys enjoy and find this helpful. With all of that being said, I'm gonna jump right into it. And also, I forgot to mention, I will be talking about how I'm doing as well, how I'm doing postpartum. So with all of that being said, let's jump right into it. So I will be wearing little Liam right now. That's one thing he actually loves, is being worn, and here he is. He is wide awake right now. Say hi. Say hi, friends. Hi, sweet boy. Yeah. I have everything written down here that I jotted down. So first and foremost, he did have a 2-month appointment a couple of weeks ago, and they were able to weigh him and measure him. And he is such a little chunky boy. He weighs 11 pounds, and he is such a big boy, you guys. He gained, I think, about 4 pounds within the last time he got weighed, which was around 2 weeks. He's measuring 21 inches, so he's actually a little bit on the shorter side of his age. He's doing very well and is such a healthy little boy and loves to eat, you guys. She said he looks fine and all of his vitals were good and he looked really good, so always good to hear that. I'm gonna start off by mentioning a couple of things that happened within the first month or so. I didn't really experience with my boys. So if this is your first time here, I am a mom to twin 3.5-year-old boys and obviously a 2-month baby boy. So it had honestly been a while since I had a newborn and a little one. So I honestly felt like this was my very first child, especially since it was just one baby compared to 2. The one thing that I did notice that was completely different was feeding wise. I wasn't able to start off breastfeeding with my twin boys since they did stay in the NICU for a couple of weeks because they were born a little bit premature. With Liam, he was born full term at 39 weeks. We were able to take him home immediately and were discharged within 2 days of being in the hospital compared to 4. And from the get-go, I tried to exclusively breastfeed Liam. This was honestly the first time I attempted to breastfeed, and I had really no idea what a good latch was. So in the beginning, I felt completely helpless. I had cracked nipples. It honestly hurt every time he would latch, and I was just in pain all the time and would dread when I would have to feed him. So I honestly almost gave up on breastfeeding, but I was able to talk to a lactation consultant and she gave me a lot of tips. I'm kind of rambling, so I'm gonna try to get to the point. I wanted to make sure he was getting enough food because I felt like he wasn't getting enough, and when we had his first checkup, he had actually lost a whole pound. And the doctor was a little concerned, but I was able to feed him there. We weighed him afterwards and he actually gained a little bit. So she was actually not that concerned, but I wanted to make sure he was getting fed well and decided to start supplementing with formula just because I would notice that he wasn't necessarily happy after his feedings and was, feeding every couple hours, and I honestly had to kind of wake him up when he was in his newborn days. He would like to sleep a lot and would sleep on my boob a lot, which was kind of frustrating for me because I wanted to make sure he was getting fed the proper amount. But once we started supplementing with formula, I noticed a huge difference. He seemed a lot more happier and seemed full. It just was a weight lifted off of me. I didn't have as much pressure to just breastfeed all the time, especially having multiple kids. I didn't want to exclusively breastfeed. After, having that, those first couple of weeks were honestly the hardest for me, mentally as well as physically. So yeah, so right now I do breastfeed and supplement with formula afterwards, because he doesn't get full with just nursing. So I do supplement with formula, and my husband actually helps with that, which is so nice. And he feeds around every 3 to 4 hours during the day. I want to go on to how he burps. So he burps so well. He's been really well with burping after he feeds. And compared to one of my twin boys, Aaron, we did have an issue with reflux. So I was concerned about that with him, but he has never really spit up, maybe just once or twice, which is completely different experience. And I can actually just burp him and have him held up and lay him down, and he's fine. So moving on to his sleeping, we don't really have a schedule really set for him as far as a routine during the day. At night, I have noticed that we do have a routine of going to sleep. He goes to sleep, his last feeding is around 9 or 10 p.m. And then we burp him and lay him down in his bassinet right next to our bed. He hated being swaddled, so we just now bought a new swaddle for him. I'm hoping he loves it. He's been doing good so far. We tried it on last night and he did very well. He sleeps there for he's had 4 to 6 hour stretches at night, and it has been so nice, you guys. He did fairly well from the beginning. Maybe around 3 weeks or so, he started having 4 hour stretches at night instead of every couple of hours, which was so nice to have a little bit of extra sleep. He wakes up around 2 to 4 a.m. for his first nursing session, and I do exclusively breastfeed at night. It's just way easier for me. I just grab him and I lay down and nurse him like that, and it's been so nice. We co-sleep the rest of the nights, which was completely different with my boys. I didn't co-sleep at all with him. He wakes up maybe around 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning. I nurse him again, and he's done very well at night. I feel like he's been the easiest at night. Obviously, just one baby, like I've mentioned. Alright guys, so this is actually the following day. I wasn't able to finish updating you guys yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how he's developing and what he's doing so far. So like I mentioned, he is 2.5 months, closer to 3 months already. He definitely smiles and coos anytime we talk to him or give him eye contact. He's definitely very engaged and a lot more aware, and it's just the cutest thing, you guys. He's definitely a very happy baby. So with tummy time, he doesn't really love it right now. He's still not a big fan of it, but I do try to at least do it once or twice a day on a flat surface on the floor with this little play gym. He doesn't really like to lift his head from there, but I do also try on my little bobby pillow that I have, my nursing bobby pillow. He does a lot better on there when he does tummy time, and he is definitely getting a lot stronger. So we just try to implement as much as I can. With 2 almost 4-year-old toddlers, it's definitely a lot harder to squeeze in some tummy time. I do definitely try to at least do it once a day, like I mentioned, but he will get there, and the doctor didn't seem concerned at all. One thing he does do that I've noticed is if he has anything on his feet, he does like to push off of it. I was able to capture a little clip of it. I'll insert it here, but it's so cute. He's definitely trying to maneuver around and, doesn't really reach for things just yet, but he's a lot more aware, and he definitely notices his big brothers playing around and all the noise they make. I feel like he just wants to jump right in and play with them. Yeah, he recognizes our faces now and our voices. So I want to talk about random miscellaneous things that I've noticed about him. So he definitely does enjoy bath time. That's one of his favorite things, and we try to do it at least every other day, if not every 2 days, and he just loves it so much. He finds it so relaxing and it's so adorable, you guys. The first time we took him a bath, he hated it because we actually bathed him in our kitchen sink, since we have a big, huge kitchen sink. And I think he was just very cold since it's more of an open area. He didn't seem warm and he was actually shaking. So that was the only time we took him a bath there. And after that, we've been taking him a bath in the boys' bathroom. He's definitely loved it way more in there. It just relaxes him. Another thing I wanted to talk about is we do notice that his eyes are actually a bluish green color, which none of my boys have blue eyes. Aaron and Noah have brown eyes like me. My husband does have hazel eyes. I'm hoping they stay that color. He's gonna be 3 months, and I think after the 3-month mark, if he still has that color, they stay that way. At least that's what I've heard. So yeah, he has the most beautiful bluish green eyes, and I honestly didn't think I would have a baby with colored eyes. He really doesn't cry a lot. Also, I did want to mention that he's not much of a fussy baby either. The only time he really complains or cries is when he's hungry, obviously. He has a wet diaper and pretty much the regular things. He hasn't really been gassy either, maybe just a couple of times, and I just have to rub his belly and he gets it all out. But yeah, I'm super thankful that he's such a happy baby so far. He's been honestly such a joy to have here, and just seeing him with Aaron and Noah is the cutest thing. I'm so excited to see them interact a little more as he grows and starts laughing and giggling. That's one thing he hasn't done yet. He does smile, but I haven't heard his first giggle yet. The boys absolutely love him, and they haven't really shown any signs of jealousy, which I honestly was very surprised. I thought they would have been a little bit more jealous, but I feel, at least what I think it is they've had another sibling their entire lives, so I feel like they're kind of used to sharing attention and time with my husband and I, so I think that probably has something to do with it. They've been the best big brothers. They love to help out, and they'll bring me his diapers or wipes to change him, his passy. They love to help out anytime they can. So that is going to be it for Liam's update. I want to move on to how I'm doing and postpartum. I'm officially almost 3 months postpartum, and I did have a repeat C-section. My recovery went pretty smooth again this time, thankfully. I didn't really have any complications. The pain was pretty much the same, I feel. I think it was a little bit more painful this time, only because I have bigger kids that I kind of couldn't really rest as much. Thankfully, my husband did have time off for about a month. I did try to rest as much as possible, and I just kind of focused more on Liam, and my husband kind of took care of the boys a little bit more and cleaning and all of that. So thankfully, everything healed nicely, and my scar is healing up, and I'll show you guys a little clip of how it's healing, just in case any of you mamas also have had a C-section or are going to have a C-section, and if you want to kind of have a feel of how it heals. I'm going to talk about how I was doing mentally. The first month or so was honestly the hardest for me mentally and physically. I was adjusting to life with 3 little ones instead of 2. And I think I took it the hardest more in the beginning because I was trying to learn how to get a good latch with Liam. And once my husband went back to work officially, I was struggling so much. I actually had a lot of anxiety creep up again and panic anxiety attacks. I was just all emotional. I would cry randomly, and I noticed I also had feelings of rage, which I didn't think were very normal. So I definitely brought it up to my doctor, my OB, once I had my 6-week checkup, and I just knew these were signs of postpartum anxiety. So if you guys have been following me for a while, I did have postpartum anxiety with my twin boys, but I didn't know I had it until almost a year after I had them. And I knew right away some of the symptoms that I had this time around, which thankfully I noticed immediately. And my OB did prescribe me Prozac, and the lowest dose, the 10 milligrams dose of Prozac. I've honestly felt so much better. I don't really get as much anxiety attacks anymore. The anxiety doesn't really creep up as much, maybe once every couple of weeks. I don't feel as down anymore. So I have been on it for ever since I had my 6-week checkup, and it's honestly made a world of a difference. So definitely reach out for help if you feel like you need it. There's definitely no shame in taking help or being on medication. I feel like I'm a much happier mom and a much happier wife when I am on it. So I'm just so grateful that I was able to get on it this time a lot sooner than later, and just be more present with my boys, as well as being more present with Liam and not missing out on his newborn stage, which I feel like I definitely lost. I wasn't really as present and happy with Aaron and Noah when they were little babies. So yeah, I'm just so thankful that I have that option, and once I'm ready to get off of it, I will eventually, once I feel comfortable enough, and just try to implement other things that I feel will help out. But definitely reach out for help if you are also struggling. Talk to your OB or your doctor and see what kind of options you can have. There's no shame in asking for help. Guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this helpful. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Be sure to leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here for more motherhood related content, cleaning motivation, and lifestyle videos. And also, if you have any questions regarding postpartum, motherhood, life with 3 little ones, please let me know down below in the comments, and I will definitely see if I answer those in a later video. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.